Easton Slickrock two-person tent. This tent has a front and a back, and it is not symmetrical. So let me find the end that I'm working with. The end that has the 3 grommets, it has an extra pole. So we're going to set it over here so we can show it to you later. So let me stake out the tent now that I've found that. So that is the interesting side of the tent. Speaking of which, I am Mr. Tent, and welcome to another installation, again of an Easton Slickrock two-person. This guy has very fancy, nice carbon fiber poles. Very impressive looking. As usual, find a location first. Figure out which way you want to orient the tent. In this case, I'm oriented it in the shade. It's going to be a hot day here. It might be 100 degrees today. The weatherman is hoping 400 degrees. Looks like a nice roomy two-person. Okay. We're in. She looks good. But as I remind you, when you lay out your tent, feel for rocks. You don't want to discover rocks later. So this is going to be kind of the head end of the tent. Now looking at these poles, carbon fiber poles, very light. And this is the fancy part of the tent. They are all the same length. I'll just throw this over here temporarily while we build the other part. Be gentle with your poles. I usually stand it straight up. Of course, if there's lightning in the neighborhood, might not want to do that. And we'll shoot this one that way. Normally, the first 2 poles are just going to be a normal pole set. So let me get on with it. In the grommet. Here's another grommet right here. I guess I can show you a grommet. Don't step on your poles. Can you see this grommet here? That's what the poles are going into. This little clicker is for the rainfly. And now let me stick that back on. Oh, there those stakes are. So it'll go faster. I usually pre-position my stakes. But you can lose them that way too. Just let it flop down if you want to. Okay, we're ready. I'm going to go on this side so you can see what's going on. Really, we're just looking for the center of the tent. But in this particular tent, it's not at the center. It's offset like this. Now, I've got 2 poles, one going over another, and this is 2 hooks. I'm going to take one over the top, and the other one also over the top, like this. They're the same length, so I think they go on the same pole. But can you see how this is happening? Now it's just a case of clickety-click. This one also has 2 poles. I'm going to let it sit for a minute. The reason is that's where that triangular pole will go. Oh, before I do too much, let me set this pole up so you can see what's going on here. I believe the goal is to make it wider and taller at this end. I'm not sure what's going on here. So we stick one down here. We hang one on this wing. There's a grommet there. Now we hang another one here on this wing. It may involve bending the pole a little bit. That's okay. And here's a middle one. Let me move this around so you can see what's really going on over here. Can you see that it is kind of getting a little wider? Now, let's do some detail work here. This is another double set. I'm going to take it and put it over the top. And I chose to put this subsidiary pole on top. That way it's being held up by the major pole. I think that's everything. Oh, well, let me just go do this other one here. This other little pole right here, same thing. At this point, our tent is built. Oh, a couple of little minor forgotten items. Here's one. And over here on the other side, I've got another couple of forgotten clickers. If you put the clickers in too soon, that makes that subsidiary pole hard to mount. So I put that on just after I had the tent formed, but before I tensioned it up. Well, now what is the purpose of all this? Let me do a quick get inside and see what's going on here. This is a high part of the tent here. Can't really, I'm not sure why they're pulling this out and leaving this high over here. Since the door is at this end, I think this is the head end when you're lying down. Wow, I do have a lot of space up here. I must have about 40 inches. Don't have my tape measure right this instant. I'll catch it next time. Okay. Oh, another clicker. I forgot. So far, so good. Now the rainfly. And this is going to be a very simple throw of the rainfly. We'll just take it. Let me make sure I have enough to show you the whole fly. There. Again, with the rainfly, the thing to do is figure out which end goes where. We know that's a door. We know that's a grommet. Where's one of my other grommets? Well, so far I only see one door. Oh yeah, here's my other grommet. Okay, since I've got the grommet, I'm going to hold it up. And can you see that one end of the tent is longer than the other? So since the grommet is on this end, I'm going to put it like this. In other words, the short end of the fly will go here. The tall end of the long end of the fly will go that way. First thing I do, you notice how I turn this inside out. That's so I won't forget these little grommets. So now I've got my grommet in place. There. And now I can start dressing out the tent. Oh, we got a little dirt here. Somebody's been playing in the... It's like oil, not mud. We'll not go into these. We won't worry about these, that's for high winds. Instead, we will just drape the fly. And over here, I'm giving it a little tension, and clicking in loosely. Here also, just click and click it in loosely, like so. Not too tight. Let me show you that one a little bit better here. So I've got my clicker right here, and I've got this. I'm going to loosen it up because it looks like it's too tight. Loosen it up. Stick it in the clicker like that. Still a little too tight, I think. And the last one also. Okay, at this point we got the guts of our tent pretty much ready to go. And there's one more here in the middle. And I guess I could stake this out also. That'll work. So you can see that the extra pole has given a kind of a humpy shape here. And I hope that's good. Now let's get back to business of completing the rainfly. Okay, so it's high. It's got a little extra space over there. That's fascinating to me. I'm not sure what the purpose is. But boy, those carbon fiber poles are deluxe. This has a nice tensioning system. This is the loop that goes with the fly, and it's got a tie down, a buckle. But I'm just going to kind of wing it and stick it in like this. Same on the other side while I'm here. Whoa. Slight mistake over here. As long as I'm here, I'm going to open this other door so we can see inside. Okay, let's lift off and see what we got. Here's the tent. Got a little sun dappling. There's the label. Let's swing around. Oops. Sorry, I'm on the tripod still. Good coverage on the rainfly. I could possibly pull this down a little bit and ease that out, because I think that's got a little lower to the ground. Here's the second door. Give me just a moment while I disconnect. I should have done this already. Let's go take a quick look inside. We'll look more later. Here is the vestibule area, storage, and here is the tent. It's got a beautiful green cast to it. There's your other door, of course. It has a new tent smell. This triangular section here, that's a gear pocket. It's just a double thickness of mesh for storing gear. Those little tie-offs, I believe those are to probably tie back the rainfly. And yeah, I've got more over here also. Looking up, we've got some loops. And this is going to be a real good sky view tent. It's got a clear view of the sky all the way around. Like, she's a beauty. Okay, that's the quick build. I noticed a little dirt here on this part of the rainfly. Can you see this? It smudges. I'll bet just some light detergent would take care of these very quickly. Matter of fact, I may go do that right now. So somebody dragged it, smudged it, but it's only on this side, only on that little area. Coming back around, there she is. The side view of it, you can see those wings are very wide, and you can store a lot of gear there. Okay, that is your quick build of an Easton two-person tent. Oh, what did I call it? The Slickrock. The Easton Slickrock. Let's cut.